Walmart, giving all praise unto Yahweh Shema Kwa Hakodash, the bonus unto the apostles of great millstone, and the honor to others to be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And above our body are coming out here to give you this truth for the grace and mercy of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Kwa Hakodash. Right, and this is going to be a very short video because last couple of days, from Friday I believe it was, Barclays Bank, which is a big bank out there. I think it's a Rothschild bank. I mean, obviously they're all Rothschild banks. Okay, they're all elite banks, but I believe this one goes a long way, if I'm not mistaken, in terms of the history of this particular bank. I think it's one of them ones that you will call a legacy bank. Okay. With that being said, over the last couple of days, my apologies, this bank pretty much shut down. Okay, you wasn't able to make transfers, take money out, and you wasn't able to make money out. So I'm just laughing at somebody behind me, right? And you wasn't able to make transactions because pretty much, you know, this is the way things are going. Okay, and Greece, when they had their economic meltdown a couple of years ago, maybe half a decade ago to a decade ago, you had the similar type of situation. Now, you know, they're blaming it on a computer glitch or whatever. But it just got me thinking of how easily that little hedge that you could have. Okay, people out here that's got a little hedge, they got a little 100 grand, 20 grand, 10 grand, whatever the situation may be, how quickly that could mean nothing. And you can see the official statement that they put out there is you got to go out there to the food banks. And you know when we read the scriptures and we see these things play out in scenarios that we've thought about playing out in real time, it's exciting for us. Now obviously this is now been rectified, but again, it's exciting because it puts you in the right type of mind frame. I like seeing these particular things because you start thinking in the proper way, man. Okay, not to say that we wasn't thinking in a proper way, but you know, when you see something, when you think about something theoretically and you see it play out in reality, it boosts your faith. I suppose that's what I'm trying to say. It boosts your faith. So here it is, we've been prophesying about these particular things happening within the world. Now we know, okay, yeah, they could easily shut down the economy overnight and you could have nothing. Like they've showed you that. Like they literally told their customers that could have had £1 million in there, 100. You could be the top customer with 20 million in there, and you had to. This is what they said: tell customers to go to food banks. Oh, how fast things can change, right? Tell the customers to go food banks, and remember what the scripture says, right? Rich and poor, free, bond. It doesn't matter. So this is like a foreshadowing of things to come. Okay, for me at least, you know, I thought, okay, all right. So this is what they could do with you. Don't matter if you had money or whatever, okay? Don't matter if you was a premier customer, if you was a guy that had a fruit market and you're selling apples and bananas and whatever, right? And you had, you know, two shilling in there. Regardless of that, the solution wasn't to compensate you or try to have it to where the situation was sorted. And remember, this was like 3 days, okay? This was 3 days worth of disruption. It was a long time, right? And pretty much, you know, I got a so-called Barclays account or whatever, right? And I wasn't able to access whatever, but you know, I learned my lesson. You gotta be wise. You gotta split your whatever your little piece that you got between a couple of accounts. But even then, the whole system could crash. Okay, and that's what happened within Greece. Like I said a couple of years ago, the whole system crashed, and guess what? You wasn't able to go to the bank and withdraw your money. So we're in that. I mean, I'm not saying this is a clue as to where in that time, but it should boost your faith to how the things that we've been speaking about for the longest time. Okay, economic crashes, you not being able to access money, right? The whole system being shut down, and look at the response. Okay, the response to me is key. Okay, how they responded to this particular event is key because they just basically said, look, man, you're through. You're done. Go to the food bank. That's how it's going to be within that day, boy. Okay, that's how it's going to be within that day, man. That day of trouble, in that time of Jacob's trouble. What they going to say? They're going to say, go to the food banks. But in order to be able to access the food banks, you're going to have to get the CHIP. So it's going to be bleak, okay? No remorse. It's going to be bleak. So I suppose that's going to be the title of the video. It's going to be bleak. Anyways, with that, I'm going to say, I'll praise unto you about you, I say about you, double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone, and the honest brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity. I'll see you on the next video. Shalom.